from beneath you it devours.
Oh, not it. Me.
Oh, Lord. Again. Again.
So, I guess the leak scared Paramount because Seven Havens is coming a lot sooner than anybody thought. I'm like, October, like it's that close to like being done? Like, what? I thought we were in like pre-production vault hell. What the fuck is going on? Anyway, ciao all, Thomas here. We're here, of course, to talk about the new trailer for Avatar Seven Havens, the new series in the Avatar franchise following Legend of Korra, and the one that is, oh boy, there's a lot to go through.
Why do you look like me?
So this one is a very big departure from the previous series in the Avatar canon because it's doing away with the four nations setup. The world is completely different. The art style is completely different. It's a whole new thing, and I'm not sure whether to be excited or wary of where we're going. So we're going to break this down into like the main categories of things to talk about, starting with the art style. So this art style is very colorful, but the colors are quite flat. It's very saturated, very vibrant, but there's not a lot going on in terms of texture, it seems. Previous incarnations of Avatar, like the original series and Legend of Korra, kind of went for like a blend between your usual Western animation and your anime influence. But this series specifically is leaning more towards like something like My Adventures with Superman. It looks kind of almost exactly like it. And me personally, I don't mind this art style. I think it can look kind of cute, but it doesn't feel like Avatar. And for me, it just feels kind of a shame that now the show looks like 50% more generic. I don't know. I like unique art styles, and this ain't it. I feel like maybe this decision was made to go along with the fact that the world itself has changed. It's like, oh, the visuals have changed. So it's like, it's a subtle nod to the viewer that like we're in a new era that's completely different. But I'm like, I feel like it might be too different. And also, I really don't like that the new difference is that now it looks like literally every other animated show. A lot of people are wondering why we did this. Like, why are we doing a post-apocalyptic thing? I answered this in my previous Seven Havens video, but the TLDR is because of Legend of Korra. Basically, because Legend of Korra introduced modernity into the show and gave it this 1920s, 30s flair, it means that the show can't stay in that forever. You can't have 1920s in perpetuity, because with modernity comes this expectation of linear progression and advancement. Before, the Avatar world was, cyclical, we can assume, like the ancient world was. But with modernity, it's like, okay, we should be advancing right now. So realistically, if we were going one generation out, it was another 70 to like 100 years after the Legend of Korra. That would put this show roughly around modern times. And I think they were like, we're not giving them phones. We're blowing up the world. Fuck this. Me personally, I don't mind that. Maybe that's just because I also don't trust them to handle the politics of a modern world at all, because the politics in Legend of Korra were just very neoliberal centrist, and I'm like, ooh.
The problem was those guys were totally out of balance, and they took their ideologies too far.
That's not what anarchism looks like. But it could work. Me personally, I would actually kind of love like this 1970s Asian-inspired look. My main thought was like Silent Hill F with the rural village with like tram cars and landlines. Ideally less blood and death flowers. Or maybe include spirit death flowers. That could be cute. That could be a look. But that also begs the question, are we one generation out from Legend of Korra, or has a lot of time gone by? Because what do you mean four nations, like the four nations, with thousands of years of culture, architecture, history, have just completely disappeared? Like they're gone. Like how the fuck, what? Like people who were alive then would somewhat still be alive now if it were 70 years later, and we would still like have remnants of civilization left over.
Alora needs to be prepared, because long ago our ancestors weren't.
Like, they wouldn't just be like wiped out completely and we start at zero. Like, that would take like a few thousand years. And if it has been a few thousand years, is Pavi the avatar after Korra? Or like, what happened to all the avatars in the middle there? Like, where are they? Are they in the room with us? And also the Korra slander, because, oh, good Lord.
And the avatar let us down.
Firstly, that hair is a crime. I like the silver streak, but I don't like that weird, like, little ponytail thing sticking out the side of the bob. What is that? That's disgusting. But they're framing it like Korra is responsible for the world ending and the state that the world is in now. Me personally, I think they're going in a direction where the world falsely blames Korra and Pavi is going to discover the truth. I'm assuming Korra smiled in that frame evilly because that's not actually what happened. That's someone relaying the story to Pavi and or the audience. So it's like their perspective of Korra being evil, even though Korra was not. So I would assume that this is like meta commentary about how a lot of fans, you know, hate Korra as a character, even though she's low-key one of the best things to come out of that hot mess of a show. Look, it is exhausting being one of the few people who, you know, critiques Legend of Korra for less stupid reasons. Okay, it's exhausting. But, you know, a lot of people are hopping on the bandwagon to say Korra sucks and here's why, and it's just very... I'm so glad I don't go into fandom spaces anymore. I could not handle this shit. The Seven Havens I'm interested in because I kind of want to see what the nations are built on now, if not the elements. But I'm also like, because like seeing this little desert city we have here, I guess that like weird spirity structure of light in the distance is cool. But honestly, my first thought was, oh, we're going like generic fantasy, aren't we? Okay. See, like, I think a post-apocalyptic setting isn't inherently bad. The kind that I'm sick of is like the Western Mad Max version where it's like, everybody sucks. Everyone fends for themselves with guns and we don't have society anymore. Society's for gays. Whereas this is kind of more like an Eastern post-apocalypse where it's like, no, humans are social creatures and they band together to protect each other and make life less awful for each other. So they naturally would create new structures and protect each other. Checkmate, Zahir. The Red Lotus is crying right now. So in that sense, I'm intrigued, but I'm also just kind of worried that it's just going to be like, this is the desert town. This is the cold town. This is the sea trade town. Please, God, be more interesting than that, please, for the love of God. We also have Pavi being a twin. We knew about this before, but something at the end that I'm going to rant about in a little bit has me a little bit worried. The idea of like, okay, Pavi's the avatar. I don't think her twin is also an avatar because I don't think Rava got split in half. But I'm like, oh God, are they going to do a thing where the twin becomes like a dark avatar and they're going to have to fight? Because maybe the Winx Club reboot has like made me jaded on like twin shit and like, oh, the Dragon Flame got split in two. I don't know. I hope Pavi is an interesting character. Usually it's the female avatars that are like the cool ones who get shit done. I'm just saying, y'all don't have enough smoke for Roku for my liking. You do not. Now, the main thing that I dislike is Vaatu coming back. Because at the end, we see this little weird diamond shape with an eye and it's all red and evil.
Somehow,
Vaatu
returned.
And my brain immediately went to fucking Satan Kite. No. You are not bringing him back. Fuck no. Okay, look, I've gone on rants before about how much I dislike Rava and Vaatu as a bastardization of yin and yang.
There are no evil spirits.
12 seconds later.
He is the force of darkness and chaos.
I know I pronounced it young, okay? I was learning and I know I mixed them up. Look, I'm an idiot, okay? Leave me alone. But I really dislike them. Maybe they'll surprise me and they'll be like, actually, Rava and Vaatu are both necessary for this new world to find balance. And maybe they'll find out balance in the Avatar. But I highly doubt that. Because, like, they've already written Vaatu as basically Satan. And I'm just like, this is not how yin and yang work. Get your basic ass Zoroastrian bullshit out of here, please, for the love of God. I just don't find it interesting. And if it really boils down to, like, Vaatu coming back because the world is that chaotic or whatever, I'm just gonna check the fuck out mentally. No thank you. Please God, no. Because it's like, it's one thing to have like human characters like leading very interesting plots that are like morally complex and deal with real human emotions and conflicts. It is another thing to have a literal force of evil that's like, mwahaha, I'm evil and I shoot big stupid nuke lasers. Woo! And I'm like, fuck off. Someone unravel that kite for the love of God. And don't think you can skate by Jesus Kite Rava. I don't like you either, bitch. I will not go to church. So Seven Havens, I'm like curious about it, but oh, this trailer really sucked all of the excitement out of me, or like what little I had. I'm like tepidly curious on how it will be. You know, always give it a chance or whatever. It might surprise you, but I don't have high hopes for this. I really don't. The Avatar Aang movie, like being a bop and then being like fucking kneecapped by Paramount. Oh, we'll put it in theaters, but only 2 in the continental US, and they're on opposite sides of the coast. Look, I love Avatar. I'm not driving into the city to go see that movie. I'm not. You couldn't pay me to drive into that fucking place. Like, I love Mamdani. I wish he was my mayor, but I'm lazy. And poor. I don't know. How do y'all feel about Seven Havens? Do you have more hope than me? Do you like Satan Kite for some reason? If so, seek psychiatric help.
Like, it looks fine, I guess, to me. Its worst crime is that it looks kind of generic. Actually, no. The worst crime that I'm genuinely irritated by is the Vaatu thing at the end. Because I'm like, okay, it would be one thing if we brought him back and we were all like, oh, Rava and Vaatu are actually yin and yang, and they must work together and harmonize to, like, bring the world into balance or whatever. But I know they're not going to do that, because they've already basically just canonized the fact that we have Satan in this world, and, you know, good and evil or whatever, and it's like, get your basic bitch, Zoroastrian good and evil bullshit out of here. No, I'm not doing this.